Hailed as the strongest white rookie since Larry Bird, he goes coast to coast for a soaring dunk, drains a jumper right in your face, and even gets Kyrie Irving clapping from the sidelines. He's the most anticipated #1 overall pick for next season, Cooper Flagg. Although the NBA season opener is still months away, many are already eagerly awaiting this gifted young prospect. What kind of impact can Flagg bring to the league in his rookie year? In his July Summer League debut, Flagg shot just 5 for 21 from the floor, immediately giving internet trolls ammo to rip into him, but he quickly silenced them. In the next game, going up against the Spurs' defensive ace Harper, Flagg exploded for 31 points and delivered multiple highlight reel dunks. The Mavericks later announced that Flagg would be shutting it down for the remainder of Summer League, with his next appearance likely in the preseason games in October. Although his strong performance had many fans raving that this top pick is the real deal, Flagg himself wasn't satisfied. He even asked the Mavericks to let him play a few more games because he wanted to prove that a 30-point game wasn't a fluke. While the team ultimately declined, that alone shows his serious and ambitious attitude. Is Flagg really worth all the hype? We've seen many YouTubers and writers give him high praise, but in this video, we'll take a look at how NBA players themselves view him, including veterans like LeBron James and Carmelo Anthony, Gilbert Arenas, who once said he wasn't worthy of the #1 pick, and Flagg's current idol, Jayson Tatum.
As the #1 pick, the expectations are automatically put on you. Doesn't matter if they're right or wrong. And we're around the same age. I was 18 when I was drafted. I believe Cooper's 18. But it takes time, man. Put a 18-year-old, 19 kid in a position where he's like, he needs to be great right away. I think it's unfair, but it's also something that I think we can, as kids like myself and Cooper can use as like motivation as well. I personally think that he wants to be great. He had a hell of a year at Duke. A guy that can do so many different things on the floor. Can play with the ball, can play without the ball. His jump shot is going to continue to get better, super athletic, quick second jump. And also, he has the benefit, unlike myself, he gets to join a team that's established.
Right.
With Hall of Fame guys, Klay Thompson, Anthony Davies, Kyrie Irving, right off the bat, Hall of Fame coach, Jason Kidd. These guys are like, they can give him the whole blueprint while he continues to learn what his blueprint will be. And I think that's going to be an incredible thing for him to have that type of presence, that type of leadership, type of just basketball IQ and knowledge around him every single day from those pieces. So I think he's going to be amazing.
Yeah. And an environment, right? That's not we're the worst team in the league.
Right.
We're going to try to develop
bad habits.
Right.
That happens too, man. You get guys that you never know what their trajectory should have been based on if they were in a toxic environment or losing environment or an environment that had great habits. We mentioned Kawhi, we don't know if Kawhi would have ended up somewhere without those type of built-in habits in San Antonio. Would he have been, he would have probably been great, obviously, but he had time to hone those skills, be around Timmy, be around Manu, be around Tony, be around Pop, to where he was able to get better on his own time and not the league's time.
In this episode of Mind the Game, Nash asked James, as someone who was also a #1 overall pick, for his thoughts. James said that Flagg's skills were already impressive, and he hoped Flagg could turn the high expectations around him into motivation. Because he skipped a grade, Flagg was actually only 8 days older at the time of the draft than James was when he graduated high school in 2003. This is one of his hidden advantages. Not only is he highly talented, but he's also younger than many of his peers. James pointed out another advantage that he himself didn't have back then. Flagg is joining a Mavericks team that is already well-built, giving him the chance to learn the culture of winning from veteran teammates. In contrast, when the King entered the league, Cavaliers veteran Ricky Davis famously said, "I thought they drafted James to help me." This reminded me of Kawhi Leonard, which I think is a great comparison. First, their playing styles share quite a few similarities. When Leonard joined the Spurs in 2011, they were already a powerhouse team. In just 2 years, he grew rapidly within their system and became a formidable rival to the Miami Heat's Big Three. One of the most iconic finals moments came when LeBron couldn't hide the frustration on his face as Leonard checked into the game. By his third season in 2014, Leonard had already won Finals MVP, and he continued to grow into one of the most dominant players in the league.
Did you play with Cooper in the summer? Were you in those practices?
Yeah. He was on the development team, on the select team we call him.
Yep.
He played extremely well, man.
Yeah.
I've been watching Cooper for a few years because my son played AAU basketball on the Nike EYBL circuit, Bronny. So Cooper, unlike a lot of kids, he played for his team out of Maine.
Right.
A lot of these kids are going to like
recruited.
Yeah, recruited, whatever. Him and his brother and a bunch of those guys they grew up with played on the. I think they were called. I forgot, it was Main Select or something like that. But and he made them competitive, like versus teams that was stacking teams. You know, him and his brother. You know, I thought that was just super cool because that was how I remember me. That's how I was. You know, I played for the Northeast Ohio Shooting Stars. Like me and my guys grew up playing together and having to play all the best teams in the country. I just thought that was super cool. But he's a big time talent.
Yeah, says something about his mentality. What did you notice practicing with him? What did you notice about his mentality?
It just seemed like he make winning plays. He just make winning plays. And even at his first year at Duke, he, you know, just made winning plays. You know, and obviously, you know, the fact that he was the freshman and I think he was Player of the Year this year as well, ACC Player of the Year. You know, and I just thought he just played the game the right way. How you will hope that, you know, a player that of his caliber just comes to work every day just trying to get better. And I just think he's been getting better and better.
That's a great indicator, right, of his success, willing to make small plays that mean a lot to winning.
This part talks about how LeBron James watched Cooper Flagg grow up and how Cooper playing for his hometown team reminded James of his own student days at St. Vincent St. Mary High School in Akron. This connects to the upcoming interview with Gilbert Arenas, because Cooper actually left his hometown as a sophomore, transferring to Montverde Academy in Florida, a program that recruited top talent from all over the country. In fact, this year's draftees, Queen, Newell, and McNeely, were all Cooper's teammates back then. That's also why Cooper's mother reposted an Instagram story on draft night, congratulating these kids for achieving their NBA dreams together.
So what I found out is these guys who teamed up together, they all sacrificed during an age period where they needed to learn how to be selfish and find out who they are, try to maximize what you can do. What these five-star schools started producing was great role players. Players that teamed up with five stars and knew how to play within the team. So you're creating the perfect second option type of guys. So when Cooper Flagg is going into this situation, he basically knows how to blend in. Goes in, all we need you to do is rebound, hustle, and then get rebounds. He can be like, okay, and do that to his job. If you're saying, hey, Cooper Flagg, I need you to come in here and carry us, he's never really had to just put the team on his back. For a decent year for him, like, man, he did good. 13-8, 15-8. Like, that's going to be his numbers. He's not going to be in the 20s and something because his team is good. He's going to a system that is already built. For him, and his path, this is a great system for him. What he gets to do is learn basketball early. He has so many great veterans and a great program where he gets to build and learn with his mistakes without being crucified, because the winning is going to shut everybody down. And by the time he gets to be by himself, he's already established his confidence and his skill level. So it's a perfect way for him to build his legacy on just straight win power. He's gonna be rookie of the wins. Like, you gotta remember, like, when you are like the top 5 picks and just in theory, you're going to a bottom feeding team. You will have numbers, not have the wins. Now you're saying that he's gonna be guaranteed 50 plus wins this season. Averaging 13-5, 15-7. Yeah, that's gonna be rookie of the year. The only way that he's gonna get beat is if he's somebody is averaging 22-8 or something like that.
Arenas had previously said that he didn't believe Flagg would become the #1 draft pick because he's not the kind of player who, in clutch moments, can take the ball and carry the team's fate on his shoulders. If you want him as the centerpiece of a rebuilding team, he might not be the best fit. Although other guests at the time teased him heavily, his point wasn't just to stir controversy. Later, Carmelo Anthony would also touch on this. Arenas pointed out that Flagg's career path so far has been about joining strong teams and fitting into the collective, especially at Duke, which recruits the best players in the nation every year. When you have such strong teammates and a well-established coaching system, a team can easily hide a player's weaknesses. Even so, Arenas still expects Flagg to win Rookie of the Year, because the Mavericks should have a solid record. For a player like Flagg, that's actually the ideal learning environment, and his future looks bright.
We haven't seen in a while somebody dominate every stop he went to. He's dominated 15s, he's dominated 16s, he's dominated 17s, he's dominated 18s and 19s in college. He's dominated. It's like that trajectory if you say like, yo, this if he keep going that in 4 years, 3-4 years, like, come on, bro. You get what I'm saying? So I'm very high on his game. I'm very high on. To me, he doesn't do anything great. Like he just do a lot of shit very good. You know what I'm saying? He offensive rebound, very fucking good. He in the passing lanes, very good. He's a weak side defender, very good. On ball defender, he got a lot better. On ball defenders. You get what I'm saying? Like offensively, he's starting to get to that little that little elbow area. The confidence started getting bigger and bigger as the season went on. Like I'm a fan of him. But now we gotta talk to him like as a pro now.
Yeah.
I want to see him against you. I want to see him against KD. I want to see him against Luka. I want to see him against Ant Edwards. He got to develop the right way.
Yeah.
He got to develop the right way. He got to get the right skill set. You can't be in the pros and don't have a skill set. So like your skill set have to be something. A one dribble pull up, like something. Floater, like you have to have something that's your go-to. Right now, he don't have a go-to, which is why when they put all of those games at the end of the game in 5 seconds or less and the ball is in your hands, you offer in those situations because you don't have a go-to. You thinking about a million things to do instead of just, I know I'm getting to this spot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's, and that's just development. And not to make this black and white, but we haven't seen a white boy like that in a long fucking time, right? So
that's when you know he really good.
That's when you know you really good. Like but we haven't seen that in a long time. When is the last one? That's homegrown.
I mean, Kevin Love probably. Shoot.
Kevin Love didn't have that coming out of high school. He didn't have this.
Not out of high school. Gotta be Larry as far as out of high school with that.
Larry.
Melo expressed his fondness for Flagg and said he's really looking forward to seeing him go up against NBA stars. As a legendary forward himself, Melo also pointed out something very important. Flagg needs to develop his own signature move. Although Flagg can have a huge impact on both ends of the floor, having a few go-to clutch moves ready for the closing moments can help him take his game to the next level. He then mentioned the most highly anticipated homegrown white rookie in the NBA since the Celtics' Larry Bird in 1978, nearly 50 years ago. This is why Cooper has been nicknamed the Great White Hope. Coincidentally, Bird also happens to be Flagg's favorite player.
I just came back from practice. I was in Durham for a little bit, and just watching him, like he's just a very elite player. I don't want to put no expectations on him, but great kid, works hard. I think the biggest thing that stands out with him is just playing hard. Like I think that's an underrated skill for #1 player in the country, like just playing hard. And he does that defensively, offensively. So I'm excited to watch it this year.
Who does he remind you guys of?
I don't know, because he's nice. Talk about like a well-rounded player. Like, I don't know. He kind of got like a little like Michael Beasley. Like at that size, can score, like can play make, super talented, like just a game changer. I don't think people speak enough about how good Michael Beasley was or is.
This interview was recorded before Flagg entered college, but Paul George brought up Michael Beasley, the rookie who, in 2008, competed with Derrick Rose for the #1 draft pick, as an interesting comparison. In addition, McCain, who was a year ahead of Flagg at Duke, gave plenty of praise to his junior, especially highlighting his fighting spirit, which he called a truly rare and valuable gift. This year, Flagg even scored 42 points in a single game, breaking McCain's Duke freshman record of 35 points, set just last year. Although the two didn't have much interaction during their time at school, they'll soon have the chance to test each other's skills on basketball's biggest stage.
It reminds you of like, all right, he's on the path to be the guys he playing against. Like, majority of us was a version of him when we were 17, 18 playing against pros. So, I mean, he's a hell of a player. Obviously he's going to Duke. He's on the right path to be, the guys that he probably look up to.
I just want him to enjoy where he's at now. Because as we see, they are putting him there. 17-year-old practicing with the Olympic team. LeBron ain't practiced with the Olympic team at 17 years old. Like the Olympic team at 17 years old. Like, come on, like what are we doing? And they see what's happening, they know what's going on. Shorty's a real deal.
Nah, he is.
He's a real deal. I want him to enjoy this journey right now. I want him to enjoy Duke, enjoy college. 8 months, 9 months, and you'd be right here with it. You'd be right here.
Due to geography, Flagg's whole family are Celtics fans, and Cooper has expressed his love for the Celtics many times. His childhood favorite player was Larry Bird, while the player he admires most now is Jayson Tatum. The two had faced off once at an Olympic training camp, where the 17-year-old Flagg left a deep impression on many NBA stars. Some even said they saw a younger version of themselves in him. Now Flagg is walking that same path toward greatness, joining a team that suits him perfectly as the #1 overall pick. I'm really looking forward to the 2025 NBA season. What do you think? Is this young man the next face of the NBA?